The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Talo for Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Welcome along to the Real Pod. We are in the same country, but we're not in the same room.
No.
Sorry about that.
It's a good start, though. We're getting there. All it took was a global pandemic.
My name's Janie. I'm joined by Duncan Grieve and Alex Casey of The Spin-off. This is a podcast that is just going to be recapping the Bachelorette NZ and maybe a little bit of Maths AU, but ordinarily we're a podcast that talks about reality TV and real life in New Zealand. And
but real life in New Zealand is a bad old buzz. Not nearly so bad as a buzz as anywhere else, but that's too dark for the Real Pod. But you should tell us about your last 48 hours, Jane.
Okay, so last week, I've been living in LA for the last 9 months, and last week we were just chilling out, having a few lols every time everyone coughed. Oh, better not be the corona, lol, all that kind of thing. And then schools shut down, and that got pretty serious. And then there was nothing on the supermarket shelves, and then the government just started putting in a whole load of restrictions. Flights started getting cancelled, and we started freaking out and thought that New Zealand looked like a pretty good place to be. And we kind of sold it to the kids like, you're not going to be at school for a few weeks anyway, and then there's spring break, so we may as well just go home for a holiday. But inside we were like, shit, get out. And every day it just got more and more panicky. So within 48 hours, we booked flights, I think, Sunday and Monday, I don't even know what day it was. It was 48 hours. We packed up our lives and got out of there. And it was eerie and weird, and we definitely made the right decision.
What's the vibe like on the ground? How are people responding to it? Because America's got a lot less sort of safety nets and social infrastructure available to all, right?
That's honestly the hardest thing I found is leaving behind our new friends that we've made, because they haven't got anywhere to go. And they're all worried. A lot of them we've met through school, so they're all worried that school's going to be out for 5 months. And as much as that sounds just like a thing of being inconvenienced, it's got massive flow-on effect of the fact that there's not good holiday allowances in the States at all. And so these parents suddenly have these children home. They can't go to work. You're talking about healthcare workers who can't go to work because they've got their kids at home. There's obviously no holiday programs or anything running. So it's just completely thrown everyone. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So there's definitely a real sense of community and camaraderie going on. But at the same time, everyone's just like, what the fuck are we going to, what? Every new day seems to bring some other sort of damning blow. It's really intense. And I feel like a lot of people are talking about don't scaremonger here in New Zealand. And I think definitely that's not we shouldn't be panicking. We should be having a measured and calm response, but we should also be taking the guidelines really, really seriously, because you do not want what's happening around the rest of the world to be happening here. It's actually terrifying.
Yeah, I reckon listening to the government is a good shout. Right
Totally.
Maybe not, something that your mum's friend's sister who knows someone who works in government sends you on WhatsApp. Just stay away from those.
Yeah, that's not an official communicator.
No. But if you're told to self-isolate and take that seriously. We haven't seen Joel's parents for 9 months, and they turned up to drop off some groceries to us, and we were yelling at them from the other side of the driveway. As much as we would have loved to have just gone and given them a big hug, and as much as they would have loved to have hug their grandchildren, we were just nope.
We've all just got to take that shit seriously, eh?
Yeah.
And, it might mean that we have to Uber Eats our Nando's for a while, and that's
okay.
Just
perfectly fine.
It's not as good as eating in because you don't get the lovely music and the decor, but it's pretty good. I'm not just saying that. That's because Nando's are our sponsor and they've looked after us for a long time. And honestly, they need us now more than ever as a community of Cornies. Like hospitality businesses are getting hammered, and I feel like it's time for us to pay Nando's back for their support over the past little while. Obviously, it's a tiny thing in the scheme, but you'll be surrounded by businesses, artists, a whole bunch of people who will be suffering through this in any kind of little way that you can help them keep going through this is a good thing. And Nando's have been good to us, and I think we should be good to them.
Their cheesy bread travels well, as we know. We get the Uber Eats every week.
Look, I can't lie. Cheesy bread the next day after being in the fridge, still good. It's a different menu. It's a different
menu.
It's a different menu. It's a different option.
They should have day old cheesy bread as a deluxe item.
It's to me, it's a bit like the difference between a proper coffee and an instant coffee. Both fine. Two different drinks, don't compare. Hot, fresh cheesy bread, delicious. Day old, been in the fridge overnight, cheesy bread, also delicious, just different.
Like manky cheesy bread from the gutter, month old, probably still good.
Still good, still good.
Is that at its core? No, probably not.
I think, supporting any businesses who are still in a position to run is a great idea. It's going to be great for everyone, ultimately. So, any food delivery services, that's a great place to start, especially Nando's. Amen. So, this podcast rounding up in a couple of weeks. That's still happening, eh? Or has everything changed?
I don't know. I'm good. I'm taking things day by day at the moment. Pretty cool time to change the old career.
Oh, Alex.
Pour moi.
A lot's happened in the last couple of weeks. And so last time we spoke, it was just business as usual. And then I was secretly behind the scenes planning on coming home to surprise you, Alex, for our last ever pod in person.
So lovely.
Unbelievable.
And
unbelievable. I would have not survived that though as well. Like I would have been.
You know the plan. Like she was going to be recording in Parkable, and we were going to film her coming through like behind, and then have a camera on you getting the big surprise.
Oh my god!
We were going to do it live on pod.
Something. It would have been a viral nightmare. So it's okay.
Yeah. You were going to go full Titus if that happened. No, for sure.
And then the restrictions came in, which meant if I came home, I'd be in self-isolation. It wasn't going to work. So we had to can that. But then like a day later was when we decided, nah, let's just get on a plane and bring the whole family home for God knows how long. So we hopefully will be able to do that last pod in person. In fact, I'm sure we will be able to. Right?
Will you be out? Will you be released?
Yeah.
We might have to record it on a Saturday. But
that's all right.
Is that all right?
What's a day anymore?
There's no
days, there's no nights.
There's no commuting, there's no work, there's no home.
I was on the train today for the first time. It was crazy. On the train, everyone was like, no one sat together. Like, people are taking it real seriously.
Was it self-imposed?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. But then I got on and I just kind of stood there. And it was great because I was like, I'm not going to sit and infect someone or have someone infect me. But it was just like, it's the first time that I've been in public, I think, for 2 or 3 days. It was very real. But no, I don't even fucking know. I don't know what the next week's going to be like, right? Like, we just don't know. Yeah. I want to keep doing something now. Why don't we pivot? Let's just pivot to something else.
We're the worst. We've dragged everyone through this emotional roller coaster only to be like, who knows?
That's what reality television does.
Are they going to be mad? Yeah, totally.
Anyway, okay.
Real pod in paradise.
Oh, that'd be so good. Okay, I'm just finding my document. Let's begin. I'll play the thing.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
This is fine.
Reality check.
So nice to be in the same time zone as you guys.
Yeah, that sounded lush. That sounded like hi-fi. It sounded like gone from AM to FM.
I'm actually on like really slow internet. I can't believe we've even got vision at the moment. All my kids are on iPads, and I've basically put them in flight mode so they can't go on the internet and they're not allowed to watch anything on the telly. So
everyone's going to make sacrifices in this era.
Yeah. Okay. I also haven't looked at my notes. I can't even remember what's happened on The Bachelorette this week.
It was Mike's It.
Oh, Mike's It.
2 Mike's It's.
Man, Mega Mike's It. The remix. Wow.
Oh, no, shame.
Man, that's boozy.
Oh, it's hand sanitizer just for people.
Oh. Man, you got the good stuff.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like you're going to get fumigated in here.
Okay, so let's start with
how one of the bachelors might have it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who? Who do you think it is?
We need like a breaking sting. Oh, we know who it is.
We know, but we will protect the identity of the...
Can you do a little charade for me so I can try and figure out who it is?
Yes.
Okay, hang on, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Wow. Somehow not surprising. Like if I were to pick one that I would think has been partying it up. Say no more.
Well, they all party.
It's true. See,
Well,
I
Mike
don't
doesn't.
really narrow it down.
Mike Boulot parties on his yacht.
Does
alone.
he?
I don't know,
Like,
probably.
I feel like
Yeah,
he's never
it's a
partied.
man of
He finds
international
it
travel for sure.
uncouth.
Anyway, so one thing I just noted this week that it's definitely Movember when they filmed this.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
all grown little moustaches. So if you were wondering about the timeline, this was shot in November. I have absolutely no doubt about it. And the fact that we kind of know that it was shot over October, November, but
Wow.
It's not, like, to be
Are
fair,
you a
you've done,
detective?
yeah, you've done better sleuthing on this season.
my legs are falling asleep because I'm having to kneel. I'm sitting on the floor of the bedroom where I'm staying.
Oh, God.
Ugh, hang on, I need to adjust my mic.
Are we allowed to talk about the fact that the bachelor who's potentially been tested was also recently with all of the other bachelors and our 2 bachelorettes
Yeah, I reckon we can talk about that.
for a filming of a special?
Yeah. And during the special, interacted quite intimately
Whoa!
with that feels like fine, right?
I don't know.
That's the kind of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
And we're still
Well, you've
identity
seen
blind.
these boys, right, on the telly. They're down troweling every 5 seconds.
They're almost never
all
clad.
over each other.
Clothed. Shoes? Nope.
Nope.
No thanks. Socks? Never heard of them.
Sockets? Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Yeah, speaking my language. Gaffer tape over my logo on my hat? Yes, please.
100%. But yeah, what I thought was interesting is all that considered, Lesina is in hospital at the moment.
What?
In the state, in
not
Australia.
Not working.
She's working.
Oh.
But I was like, what's the protocol there? Because she was there, and there was a bachelor who's now potentially being tested. Or does that not meet the threshold?
I don't think it meets the threshold.
I don't know what the threshold is.
Put it
feels
this
like a
way.
crazy thing to admit, but I don't think it.
I don't feel that it does either. I don't know. Like we arrived in the country yesterday morning, and my son developed a fever yesterday, which made us all absolutely lose our biscuits because we were already tired and emotionally spent. And we rang the line and we stayed on hold. We were 115th in the queue.
Wow.
And we stayed on hold to do the right thing, to speak to the people. And the people said, no worries, it's probably fine. Ring your GP if he develops any other symptoms. And the truth of the matter is, if he has got it, we're in isolation. We have been since the moment we arrived home from the airport. So we can't give it to anyone.
I think the fact that it's a 2-to-1 communication, means that I think you have to have relatively sustained contact. You're not just going to get it from being in the same room for the most part.
Sure.
Otherwise, it would just be everywhere immediately.
But this is the son that does lick. Like he would have been licking the barriers at the airport. And so we really tried, but there was no hope. He also, but at the same time, he's also the kid who gets a random fever every month. Like So, and he's
potentially because he licks everything.
I mean, yeah, probably. But there's no reason for us to think that this is anything more than just one of those random fevers that he gets. So, but in terms of what's the threshold, well, a kid who's been in the States and just arrived home and developed a fever apparently isn't the threshold. So, I'm sure Lesina is also just doing fine.
Also, Lesina wasn't one of. I don't recall.
Okay, you're not supposed to say who it was, though, right?
Tina,
we're going to need a bleep.
We're going to need a bleep over the name. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
I think we should stop talking about it because I am going to reveal some things. I don't know.
The NDA is quaking right now.
Hey, so
I also was like,
there's been some other weird stuff happening online. Lesina has posted some really cryptic Instagram posts. She's not watching the show for a start. She's mentioned this a number of times throughout the season. Like, I didn't see it, so I'm not 100% sure what happened, but thanks for all your messages. Why is she not watching the show?
She's gone rogue.
Because you said that she's blocked the Bachelorette.
Well, this is what the
account,
Cornies were saying. Apparently she's blocked the Bachelorette official Instagram and a bunch of things, I guess, so people they can't see it. And she just does these long kind of story time things in her scrubs talking about, assuming she's like, I don't know. What I'm concerned about is I think she's kind of ahead of what's airing.
I think she is too.
Seems to be checking some spoilerinos out there.
Real.
Yeah, she's
reckless
full
abandon.
She's full on talking about. I mean, I don't want to say for anyone who's unlistening spoiled, but she's kind of saying stuff like, I think I know what your messages are about. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen it, but if they are what I think they are, then here's my explanation. And I'm like, that doesn't really match up, but it sounds like it might match up with something that's to come. Just weird.
This is quite full on.
It is full on. It's. I don't understand her motivation.
She also posted in the on a Married at First Sight Instagram post. She posted about thinking that someone had been, like unfairly treated in the edit, and that producers would have massaged what they had to say. She was kind of like, I can relate to that.
Oh, those evil story producers.
I know.
Scum of the earth.
Why are you sweating, Alex? You're sweating.
Hey?
What's going on?
Nothing.
Get it checked out.
I am actually I'm really warm. But the funniest thing about that, she left this really long comment, like clearly very considered, and she thought about it. And then people started replying to it in the Married at First Sight thread, and she was just like, I didn't even know anyone would see this. Like, I'm like, I don't know if she's being super tactical or if she's just doesn't understand
how
social media.
She is,
yeah, and I think it's the latter, because I do think she's just in the OR. She is in the OR 24/7.
Operating room.
Yeah.
Is she?
Get with it.
What? Okay, all right.
Get with it.
Oh, so,
Or the ED.
Isn't she doing plastic surgery?
ER?
Or the ER.
What's ER?
Emergency room.
Emergency room.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one? You happy with that?
Well, I don't know. She could be anywhere, couldn't she?
Okay, listen.
I've seen Shortland
I have to say, I kind of gone off Lesina. Not because she's... I love a lead who goes rogue, but I just feel that I don't know her. I feel like I understand Mike B's frustration. I feel I don't know her. I feel like she asks a lot of questions, doesn't answer many, and she just seems to be quite reserved in the whole process. Thoughts?
Yeah, she definitely chooses her words very, very carefully, and I feel like have we seen like a very real moment? There might have been one with Mike. Where
I think there was one with Mike last week. We thought that it was like the realest moment so far, and then I don't even know what happened with those two. It's so bizarre.
I wonder if it's also emphasized by the fact that Lily is such an open book. Like Lily is like further down the line than like most reality stars in terms of just being like, here's everything.
Yeah, and she's came into it later. Like, she met these guys later than Lesina. Lesina's had more time.
Yeah.
And she's still onto like, what's your favourite colour?
Are you homophobic?
I find yeah, I find the fact that she's still in interrogation mode, even now that they're down to, the last couple, or we're down to 4. At a certain point, you have to have, like, the conversation has to be more just explain yourself than explain yourself to me. And the thing I wonder is whether Lily likes her. I don't mean to sort of, make a thing out of that, but there have been a couple of times recently where Lesina was explaining her sort of the complexity of her feelings, and you could almost sense Lily saying, like, well, you're not giving them anything, that was the sort of subtext of it. And
we saw that this week,
they're
didn't
both
we?
operating
We saw
with completely
really
different styles and therefore getting completely different results. It feels like you're beginning to sense a little tension there.
I think Lily can see what's going wrong, but I don't think she dislikes Lesina.
No, I agree.
No, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
But it's like, is it her place to sort of diagnose the doctor's missteps?
Lily's
I think it's probably, if you're realistic about it, they're in this weird little bubble. It's all they're talking about. She's like, Lily's getting closer to these guys, and that's the kind of real conversations that would happen. You talk about your friends, you talk about stuff that's going on around you both and the things that you have in common. And so it's just chat, It would be weird not to, I think. Doesn't mean that she's being malicious necessarily, just making some observations and talking about them with the people who are closest to her.
Do you think that she went into it knowing what it was and was going to be? Or like, You're
questioning whether she's there for the right reasons?
No, I'm really not. I'm questioning whether she went into it with the appropriate amount of knowledge of what the show would require of her. Like, it's almost the inverse of that.
I mean, I think if you are cast to be the lead on a Bachelorette type show, it's not hard to go and watch a season.
She doesn't have time. She's in the OR.
Disagree. Got time to star in the season.
She honestly,
got time
like the other day on her story, she was like, oh my God, guys, this is so random, but I've just watched, someone just sent me this trailer for this show that they said would be really interesting for me. It's called Unreal. I was like, Unreal came out in like 2016. That's crazy that you don't know that show.
I'm not saying that she's like a franchise aficionado, but I do think that, if I said to you, hey, you're going to be cast in this great show called New Zealand Extreme Adventure, or whatever that show was with Uncle Barry, you'd go, oh, okay, what's that about? I'll check it out. I'll go on YouTube and take a look at some clips.
No blueprint for that show, as Uncle Barry proved.
Anyway, I think she's probably more aware than you think. That's my take. I mean, that's my opinion. It's just my opinion. Once I go off someone, I'm right off.
You don't think you'll come back Richie style?
Who knows?
Do a boomerang?
Still what? How many weeks are there to go? 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, it's real close now.
Excuse me.
Did she cover her mouth?
That's fine.
Okay. It's all fine.
We're good.
Okay. Carry on?
No, we're good.
Okay,
we're good.
We're good. Okay. I can't remember how we started. There was a big circle hug at one point, wasn't there? Was that the very start of, I think someone went home. Was that after someone went home, there was a big circle hug? And they had like a pep
Michael
talk?
took himself home.
Oh, was that when it happened?
Fruity.
Okay, so there was a self-elimination of Mike F. He was real sad about getting no dates. He just wanted to throw in the towel, and then he threw it in. He waited till the rose ceremony and stepped forward. Lesina.
He looked so amazing when he did that.
Incredible.
With his hair down, the sun behind him.
Crisp white shirt.
He looked like... Have you seen that movie California, the early Brad Pitt movie with like Juliette Lewis? He plays like a serial killer. He's got long hair. He reminded me of that, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
I think Michael Fruit is... I mean, I think I said it last week. He's iconic. I mean, the style of his exit, the doing it on his own terms... 100% statue outside countdown. Like, we've got to get countdown to Argyle. We've got to get it happening.
We've got to get him with the wows.
Yeah.
On top of...
like, he should be. He is Kumara.
Yeah.
I think the thing with him is that because he's kind of got a monotone delivery, everything he says sounds, I don't know, he sounds like a closed off Kiwi bloke type. But actually, what he has to say, not closed off at all. Much more open than some other people on the show. And I say Michael F. for Bachelor 2021, make it happen, Alex.
I reckon Young Farmer of the Year.
Okay,
how young do you have to be a young farmer, though?
Under 30, surely.
Yeah. Is
Probably
he under
not.
30?
Yeah, he's 28.
Nice.
Also, just another tell that he has just got his head screwed on straight. Where's Essex? I feel like that's such a practical buy. Real expensive, but the runner's choice. I've never owned them. I can't get past the seductive swoosh. But fucking, I always admire someone who buys Essex. See, Jane Yee just pulled out her Essex. That's a practical person. Who's like,
oh, come on. I feel like that's an insult.
I love that little jelly bit. Oh.
Yeah.
I've never owned a pair of Essex. I would love to own those.
I never even noticed the jelly.
You aspire to them, yeah. Because you build your life around that kind of shoe, don't you?
I do, like, I'm a runner.
Running.
I had like a Mizuno once. That's the closest I got. But Essex is really, that's the top of the tree.
I think I've worn these about 4 times. Had them for a year.
They look really clean.
They do. Those are shop ready, eh?
But I brought them
trade me with an S. They go in the new section.
Still got the silicone gel inside.
I took them to America and I brought them back because I have plans, guys. I've got plans.
Oh my God. But yeah, I loved it, start to finish. I also think he exposed, like before that, when he had the kind of preemptive chat with Lesina, that was quite weird. I thought her reaction was very weird. And also in the aftermath of that chat, when she went and talked to Aaron, how she kind of had that weird Joker energy that Aaron had when he made that decision.
Yeah.
As soon as she knew that Michael was kind of going to cut himself free, she was just like, it was kind of weird. She had a weird energy where she was like extremely happy and kind of curled up in Aaron's lap, and it just
he was like comfort and like a sense of home. She was saying that stuff.
They've all been in Argentina shooting every day in the boiling heat for about 3 months, and they've just lost their minds. I'm sorry. It's so obvious that they're not okay. Aaron is mostly crazed now.
How much did we love Aaron when we first saw him on that treetop date? Like we thought he was like a good guy. He was sweet and said the right things, and now cannot stand him. Like, but also kind of love who he is in the show. Like, I love that he's there because there's a lot of great stories happening around him. But you can absolutely see him coming undone at the seams episode by episode. It's quite incredible. Also, he was doing the fly swat. I don't know if you remember, he was catching flies early on in one of the episodes, and one of their just like jovial, his life in the house kind of montages, which got me to thinking, because it was the fly swat had like been broken and then it was covered in duct tape. I think it's time for a new fly swat design. I'm an avid fly swatter. I know you are, Duncan. You just use your hands,
I do
don't
the
you?
clap, It's really, really foul, especially in this era.
Yeah.
But I once said, like, I mean, I can get some numbers, man.
But for those of us who prefer the non-contact approach, I think someone needs to come up with a new fly swat design that's much more hardy, because the current ones, they don't last.
I used to have one that was like a little plastic gun. Have you seen those before? And it's like a little gun, and it's got like a circle shape kind of target thing on the end of it, and you shoot the little target, and it's on a string, and it goes and just like kills the flies in the air.
Shit, that's cool.
And you just
the zapper
walk around
things.
shooting flies. It's all good, Tina. Don't look at me like that.
That's not okay. That's weird.
What? Nah. It's instant.
Okay, I mean, that's a different product. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Elliot got eliminated this week. Mike F took himself out. Yeah, right at the beginning. And Mike B also self-eliminated this week. He refused to say the things that she wanted to hear. She refused to say how she was feeling. Was just not going to work. Was very orkies. Super orkies.
It sort of de-escalated quickly, From like last week's passion to this week's just, it's never going to work. And he gave her quite a lecture on the way out, you know?
I'm here for it. I'm here for it because I always maintain that it's not just about the Bachelorette or the Bachelor, the lead trying to find who's right for them. It's about the people who come in don't know these people from diddly as well, and they need to find out if they're the right person for them. So it was Mike trying to find out if Lesina's for him. She's not. End of.
They still had a big old pash though the day before in the boat shed.
Yeah,
that's a kind of interesting dynamic.
I know. I just
it was
feel
like a sneaky pash.
It was sneaky pash. They thought they were off camera. No. Always
I think something was missing. I think there was something missing. The cameras weren't rolling for something in between those two occasions. But he's also kind of like questioning whether she's there for the right reasons. And this is all tied in with what ended up being a big controversy that carried on throughout the whole week of lads sitting around the pool talking about who, whether or not the ladies were there for the right reasons. And old Richie was part of that conversation as well.
Yes.
And this, you are just, look at you, vindicated, Duncan Grieve.
I'm just been saying, as they say. That's a real sentence.
I'm real sad about this for Lily's sake because I think she really likes him. So those two went on a one-on-one date. They went go-karting, looked fun. He was muttering under his helmet, "You're so rad, girl," when she was like doing some mean
classic Richie
corners. He got a woody.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that allowed on television?
No.
Because I thought it was a lot.
It was quite full on, eh?
It was full on for a time slot.
It was. So he just, what was happening? They were like having a passion. He was like, "Oh, I can't stand up now," or something.
I'm glad I'm sitting down.
Oh, that's it. Same thing. They were so pashy though, weren't they? God, that went on.
It went on.
I
it
felt
was way too long. Way too long for telly.
Speaking of, we're not really going through the blokes, so I'm just going to insert this, so to speak. How about all of the censored filth coming out of Logan's mouth?
Oh yeah,
that was so odd. I'm so curious. I tried to lip read.
Like something silenced before. I thought they were going to beep it, but it was just like mama.
We need to get a lip reader.
I reckon.
To figure out what that was.
I reckon because then they came in with her afterwards going, "Oh, I think my definition of kinky is different to Logan's definition. Oh, not kinky, sorry, dirty, whatever it was, is different to his definition." And I think they were trying to make it sound like what he said was like super tame, a bit like how he booked a trip to go paragliding. But
no, but you don't get rid of it if it's.
I know. I reckon it was out there.
What kind of stuff are we talking, Jane?
I don't know. I want to know what he said, and I want someone who I believe someone in the corner is probably good at lip reading, and I want them to tell us.
What do you think it is, Alex?
Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies.
Oh, you're so withholding. You're like the Lesina of this pod.
Am I right though? Am I right that it's actually interesting? It's not just that he sometimes likes to be underneath.
I'll tell you off mic. It's weird because it's like he said it on camera, therefore I feel like he's probably game for someone else to reveal it on a pod, but I was given the information under strict privacy, the Privacy Act.
By the Privacy Commissioner?
Yeah, I think it was actually.
Oh, amazing. Okay, anyway, now with Michael out the picture, Logan's in the top two, which is
amazing.
Which is crazy.
What a top two.
Bonkers.
Yeah,
your choices are Logan and Aaron.
Isn't that amazing? How did that happen?
Loggy and Moggy.
Because you remember, we were like, what a cast of bachelors. How did they find them in New Zealand? And after simmering and, slow cooking this mixture, they left with Aaron, who's frankly scary, and I wouldn't want teaching my children, no disrespect, just my honest opinion. And Logan, who just a strange critter. They're both just
really
strange critters.
Critter. Really, really weird. Travel agent too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, tough time for him at the moment. Oh, he's probably actually very busy. Very busy man at the moment.
Is it?
A lot of calls coming through, trying to cancel tickets, get some information.
Also, soon he might have more time to indulge whatever he said under the censored silences.
But with whomst is the question. So can someone please summarise what happened with the conversation around the pool and then Richie coming home from that gate and talking while they were all playing pool about how Lesina. No.
Jane's losing her mind.
I'm losing my mind. Okay, here's my take.
What's your temperature?
There was a chat around the pool about maybe the girls not being there for the right reasons. Yeah? And that Lily.
Yeah.
And that Richie even mentioned that Lily had been on these other reality shows. Why does she need to do Bachelorette? Surely she could.
But we never said that was hearsay.
Yeah. I wonder if the subtle framing of that, because I feel like it's fine to, in like the 11th hour, they said they had been drinking around the pool, you're spilling your guts. If you go, that is straight into the pool.
Straight into the pool. Just
spilling them.
It. Yeah, we're going to New Zealand soon.
And Michael's getting in there and he's just loving it. I don't think it's a bad thing to raise that as just something that's crossed your mind, right?
Yeah,
like,
especially when you're on
I don't know. I just wonder if it was like, I don't think she's here for the right reasons, or I wonder if she is because she's done these shows, or if it's just, you got to think this is their 4th reality show.
But pretty dumb thing to let out of your mouth when AMOG's around, right?
Was AMOG around?
Well, AMOG definitely knew about it. He was the one who explained it all to us.
He's everywhere. He's bugged it. He's bugged everything
more
than the actual show.
Anyway, then he went on a date he went on that go-kart date, came back, said something about
when they were moving the cameras, he was still being recorded, and then they had this sort of blurry knee-high shot of him. He questioned Lesina's commitment to the show, I think, or her right reasonableness.
Yes,
and that was not particularly well received.
Especially not by Logan.
Yeah.
So it's scriptedness. I think they were talking about that.
That's right.
That Richie's like, it's easy for us. Lily's really open, but Lesina turns up and it's like she's reading off a card sometimes. Logan's like, no, get out, mate. She's the queen. And then Jessie goes on a date. They do. Is it the horse? The horse thing? With getting the ring,
the big
Lord
hat
of the Rings
thing. Yeah.
These dates, they just never leave the compound.
I know.
I don't even know
what
at
else
the same
can we
time.
do with a horse.
Basically, at some point, he reveals to Lily that one of her guys questioned whether she was there for the right reasons. He didn't want to say who said it, but he said someone backed him up about it. Oh my God,
Jane?
I can't even remember now.
It's just so long and so the same. It's always horses. The only good new thing is those sunset shots of the dogs.
Yeah.
Which are just beautifully shot and framed, and they're lovely dogs. And that's basically what's keeping me in Argentina.
That's it.
Because it's long. We've been there too long. Is it normal, Jane, for them to go somewhere and just stay there forever?
No.
Because this seems very strange what's happened.
Not at all. They travel to, they go somewhere, they have a few dates, they do a week somewhere, and then they're like, pack your bags because we're off to Costa Rica or, Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it isn't normal at all, but this is New Zealand's version.
It's
hey,
a
guess
very
what?
strange season.
I've solved all my problems. I've just gone down to the bottom of my notes where I summarised everything, and I'm just going to read it as it is written, okay? Lily told Richie in private Lesina's having trouble opening up. Richie then came home, told the boys Lesina is scripted. Logan disagrees. Richie worries when Logan talks to Lesina, he will mention the scriptedness thing, and then if Lesina chats to Lily about it, Lily will feel betrayed that Logan broke her trust. The end.
That's right. And when they were explaining that, it was so convoluted and it was so high school. You're just like...
I still don't know if I understand, but I wish everyone all the best.
Basically, Richie's worried that by him coming home and saying that thing about Lesina, it's going to get back to Lesina and then to Lily, and Lily's going to know it was him who said that and made her look stink and messed with the friendship.
Not following you.
Oh, okay. You don't need to follow.
I lost you. What about that big old catfish that Mike caught?
Whoa.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a real shock.
I mean, give him a rose, I say.
Yeah.
What else
I ate
happened?
catfish once in LA, actually.
Did you?
Oh,
I had a
did you?
catfish sandwich in a diner, and I saw Rooney Mara in a booth next to me. I thought it was quite good.
Wow.
Drinking a black
Nothing will
coffee.
ever be as amazing as your big reveal that you were booked. Supposed to be flying.
Oh my God.
on the murder plane.
Just I can't even.
Hey, did you know that? No.
What?
No. It was like geopolitics or something. Fuck. Not the pod for that.
No, not the pod for that. But it is the pod for Logan's new song, She Might Be the Girl.
I need that notebook. I need that notebook and
We need
everything
that
inside
notebook
it.
so bad.
She might be the girl.
And then the grape kiss. So I think what was supposed to happen with the grape kiss is he was supposed to like pop it out of her mouth and she was supposed to catch it, but there was some miscommunication.
No, he wanted full baby
exactly
bird.
that.
He wanted to do exactly what he did. And that's not okay.
None of it's okay. She just openly despises him as well,
She
which
has
makes the rest of the show not very exciting. Seeing as everyone else is just eliminating as fast as they can.
She
I don't think
keeps
she
kissing
despises
him and then immediately getting on camera and saying how terrible it is.
And laughing.
And instead of it getting better, this time he incorporates fruit and she gets on the camera and she's like, as if you couldn't make it any more awkward, then there's a grape involved.
I don't think I'd ever do fruit with anyone. I know that makes me incredibly conservative and vanilla, but I think that's a bit yuck.
Yeah, but Logan's a kinky guy, you know?
It's crazy.
Is that what he said?
Pineapple, bananas.
Melon.
Okay, I'm going to put this out
I
here.
done durian once.
Bananas should never be involved in any type of sexual activity. They're not the fruit made for intimate times. He was also really...
While you're saying this, Jane, can I just tell you, while we're talking about all this kinky shit, Tina is writing in a notepad that is shaped like undies.
Like ladies' undies.
Like women's undies with a little bow on the front.
Well, what's the provenance of those, Tina? Of that notebook? Where did it come from?
I found it in my house. Hey, does Tina know a guy called Logan? Because I feel like that's the kind of thing he might just slip there. It combines his two favourite things, kink and notebooks.
It's true.
Oh, dear.
But he also did that
horrible.
Logan did that writing date. It was she was just paying him out for that too, saying about how like it's like, dude, because Jessie was there with Lily. Jessie clearly quite adept at riding horses, and Logan not so much. But horses are kind of freaky big things. They can be unpredictable if you don't know how to control them. And instead of her being kind of like understanding of that, she's just like, oh, look at him, he's just bouncing up and down and not, basically just paying him out constantly. I don't think it's going to work between them, just quietly. That's my take.
I don't know. He might have more fruit lined up. We just don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next week.
Aaron had kind of a quiet week, except for he was almost more like an observer and a commentator, right? I can't really remember apart from him explaining that whole weird situation with the
He had the
scripted
excited pash with her after the ejection, the first ejection. And his hair's just grown out real long. It's like
It has
all
grown
of a
out,
sudden,
that
side bit.
Yeah.
They're all looking kind of shaggy. Shaggy.
Who else? Quinn got some one-on-one time. Quinn's just like hanging around, tossing a football from one hand to the other.
We never get enough Quinn.
He's like adrift.
Quinn for the win.
Crazy.
I love Quinn, especially now that Richie's shown his true colours. Who else is still there? Terrence?
Oh, yeah.
He said like
he got his ass
words.
out again.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got peached.
I'm not
So I did
even.
that.
I don't even notice it anymore. It's happening so frequently.
Yeah, it's actually weird if he's got pants on.
It's so much
in the shot.
He got his pants on this week.
Yeah, did Terence even get anything? He didn't catch a fish, but no one did on Team Lily.
Didn't he do the painting, give you the painting this week? That
was
on
lovely.
Both front and back.
And the nice old man. Oh, yeah, Terence is nice.
I love Terence.
Nice.
Yeah.
He is really nice. He's
Terence
a good Instagram
also
follow
for Bachelor
well.
2021.
All of Lily's lads are better than Lesina's two scary men.
Hey, I know, like Jesse's not my favourite, but I do feel like he's just like a bit of a puppy dog. And I didn't like the way that Richie was digging at him at the Last Supper. You know, the Last Supper where they all sat around tasting wine.
Oh, that's right.
And it was
Love the Last Supper.
It was quite subtle, the way that he was making digs, but he definitely was.
Oh, yeah, it was real passe. How was Aaron, though? Smells like grapes.
Yeah.
I don't care about wine. I just want to root her,
That's
basically.
Stupid.
I mean,
he is like real. That was.
What about my favourite bit when he was like, "Stupid Logan thinks he's funny. He's not funny. I'm funny.
I'm funny." Yeah. When has Aaron ever been funny and not just bone-chillingly terrifying?
He is off the reservation. Like,
he also said he's getting close to love with Lesina, and then started nearly crying and being like, "Someone's cutting onions around here." And you could see him kind of welling up.
Yeah.
Just
he is
how?
obsessed with her. I mean, I don't think there's any argument, right? He's obsessed with her.
yeah, it's driven him mad.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to sing again.
He's Shakespearean.
Oh my God.
I really wish, I know that there were probably like copyright issues, but I really wish they would have just played out him singing that whole thing in one beautiful, awkward sequence. Someone's got the tapes. Leak
I don't
the
think I'd
tapes.
survive
Someone's
that.
got the tapes.
Anything
That
else?
was so crazy. That feels like that happened 4 years ago. Aaron singing that little tune.
It's weird to me that he was falling in love with her at that time. It feels like that was a long time ago, and now he's like, what did he say this week? I'm close to being in love. So the progression to falling in love was very quickly, but then he flattened the curve, right? He's plateaued a bit. Because you would think that by now he would be well in love with her. But he's still not quite there yet. Just got a wall up. I'm not sure that anything else happened this week that I can remember.
No.
That I wrote down.
Covered all the bases.
We're just.
Is this mean hometowns next week?
But they're never going home. We've closed the borders. I think they're still there.
It is weird. It is weird because I think we must still be in Argentina maybe on this Sunday or something and then do hometowns on Sunday's episode coming up in 2 days. Gosh, this podcast is coming out like this week. Because surely they would have done a whole... What was that weird thing of where they had footage of Richie at the airport? Was it even him? But they did that kind of weird airport
Mike.
walkthrough.
It was Mike.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
But you could never see that it was him. It just felt like stock footage, but bad stock footage, cell phone stock footage from the airport, and it was like, "Where's Mike?"
They were kind of almost making it look like they were foreshadowing that Lesina was going to change her mind or something. Or it was weird.
It was real weird.
They had
just too much show. It just got to fill the time. Just bung some footage in there.
Okay, well that's it. Should we talk about maths? Have you watched it?
I'm not. I've fallen off.
I don't know. We can't think.
After toothbrush gate.
I've watched, but I don't know where I'm up to in relation to what's on here in New Zealand. So there goes that then. Tease that at the beginning of the show, and now we're not
Real
doing
pod.
The real pod.
Hey, also,
anything else?
I have another item for the agenda. I would like to personally just huge shout out to the Cornies who, when we announced that there was going to be no more Real Pod, created a subgroup of core Cornies. I'm not sure what the criteria was to get into that group. I'm not in the group. Neither are you guys. But anyway, they offered to fly me home to record the last podcast. How bloody nice is that? I couldn't even deal. So I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks, but no thanks, because I'd already decided to come home. But in a much nicer way.
I think just
thanks,
thanks.
but no thanks.
Yeah. Just
No, I just want to make it clear that I didn't accept the generous offer. The Cornies didn't fly me and my family home, but man.
Are you guys really emotional all the time at the moment? It's like things like that just fucking me up.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday I cried probably more than I've ever cried in my life. So many tears. Also forgot to take my medication the night before because I was on the plane. That might have had something to do with it. But it is a really strange time. But
can we talk about the video of all the celebrities singing Imagine by John Lennon?
I can't bring myself.
Have you seen it, Jane?
No.
John Lennon?
John Lemon.
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't seen
I got
it.
the wrong one. Wings? I don't know. What is music?
Which celebrities? Like
You gotta
American
watch it.
ones?
Do you have access to the internet right now that you can watch a video live on pod?
Oh, I can give it a go. Okay.
Let me send you something.
I'm too. I can't bring myself to watch it.
How would I find it? Hold on. I put it in a
celebrities
Slack last night.
Imagine.
Yeah, if you just search that, that should probably come up. If not, I can give you a
Coronavirus
hyperlink.
Imagine video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
Gal
sounds about
Gadot?
right. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll probably come across my microphone. Is that a problem? Is that going to be any sort of copyright situation for the pod?
No one's enforcing copyrights anymore.
It's
Okay.
all fine.
Okay, it's fine. Close the borders on copyright. Okay. Is this it? What am I watching here?
This is good radio.
This is great.
Sorry. We can always cut out this part. It might be because we're doing a video call at the moment.
Yeah, I think that the video call has control of the audio and the video.
For crying out loud!
Just watch it later.
Oh, here we go.
Watch
I've got
it
it.
later.
Oh,
I've got it. There's an ad. There's an ad on for some
Make
sort of
you just
cookware.
This is you've really ruined Christmas.
I just wish you would have seen
Okay,
it.
she's just chatting. Oh,
Okay,
no,
no.
Oh,
End
this
it.
is terrible.
Tina,
End it.
cut this out. Cut all
out. Cut it all
Just
out.
trying to throw out something fun
no.
between friends.
No. Leave it on. Hey, how
Forgive me
good was
for
that
going off the
members
book.
ad that we did?
Oh no, I think I found it now.
No.
Oh, thank you.
this out.
And good night.
Cut this out.
We have been
Can't wait to
the
watch
real
it.
pod.
Watch it
all
with
the
me.
people.
Here we go. Oh no, there's something else.
No. Turn it off. Stop recording. Goodbye.
Why don't you
Lesina.
guys want
You
to do this
miss
pod
it.
anymore? Why do you want to keep
I'm
doing it,
a
Alex? It
dreamer.
makes no
But
sense.
no.
It's such a
No,
good
no. So it's
pod.
finished. It's finished.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate. The Spin-Off Podcast Network.